hope you guys are having a great week. Welcome to How to Build a Tent, the podcast on how to make you successful. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you for listening to the show, sharing the show with a friend. We are on the Fight, Laugh, Feast network that is ever growing. It is so exciting to see all the great content that's coming out. You can continue to support us, help us with not only praying for us, sharing the show, listening to the shows, but also becoming a member. Go over to fightlaughfeast.com, put it HtBT in the memo field. You'll get a sweet mug where you can drink alongside me with my coffee, and you can put 15 ounces of fluid in this cup. It is a wonderful thing. So put in HtBT in the memo field when you sign up, and you will be doing a really good thing. And we also take your emails, and we love hearing from you. So if you want to reach out, you can find me at matt@howtobuildatent.com. You can find me on all the social media sites, How to Build a Tent. Specifically Minds. Check out Minds. It is up and coming. It's growing. Find me on Minds, How to Build a Tent. Love for you to share the show there, share the show anywhere, and subscribe. Would really appreciate that. I was reading I love the list. I remember back in the day hearing something like a marketing strategy that millennials love lists to go through. They are like one of the highest click-through rates for blogs or for posts or for advertisements or whatever. 5 things to do here, or 10 things to make money, 8 hacks to clean your house. And this one caught my eye. 5 real ways to get rich. Forget skipping Starbucks. And that's kind of a funny one, because forget skipping Starbucks, because you hear that a lot. Like, if millennials would just stop eating avocado toast and drinking Starbucks, then they would save enough money to be rich. And while I agree with this article that you're dumb if you think that is the point of when people say, like, stop buying avocado toast in Starbucks. Like, if you think that you are going to become rich because you're saving $10 a day or however much you spend on the Starbucks and avocado toast a day, you think that's what's going to make you rich, then you are a fool, because you need a lot more money to be rich. But I think the mindset is right. And when you are cutting back and making sacrifices to become rich, like not drinking Starbucks, not going to avocado toast as your meal, or maybe making avocado toast at home instead of paying $8, $9, I don't know how much it is in San Francisco nowadays, but instead of doing those things, is cutting them back, making sacrifices to invest in things that will make you money, instead of just spending your money on consumption. That is what is going to help make you rich, not the thing alone to make you rich. But so I thought these 5 things were really interesting. The first one is invest in you. And man, that is so right on. And I think sometimes as Christians we're going to be like, whoa, red flag. We shouldn't be thinking about ourselves. We should be loving other people. But let us remember that when we can increase our skills, when we can invest in ourselves, when we become more proficient in a trade, when we become more of an expert in our field, when we have better businesses, when we're able to create better businesses, that allows us to do greater things for other people. So I don't think our aim should be ourselves, the end shouldn't be ourselves, we shouldn't be worried about loving ourselves, quote unquote. But we should definitely be investing in ourselves, because God can use that. And I think that is being a good steward of what God has given us, our bodies, our minds. And that's why I believe in eating healthy and not just eating junk food and getting really overweight and exercising, because those are all ways of being good stewards. And everyone always says, like, oh, gluttony is a big sin, but I can't remember, or I've seen, and when I've tried to find it, any place where it says gluttony is a sin, which is an interesting one. It's like supposed to be one of the 7 deadly sins or something like that. I remember that Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman movie. But what was that, Lucky Number 7 or Slevin or something? That was a long time ago. I'm dating myself for the younger folks. But at the same time, I think it is a sin in this fact that we're missing the mark for what God has for us, and that is to have healthy lives, to do the best we can to be faithful with what God has given us. And investing in yourself is no different. Like, I invested in myself by going and getting a master's degree in business, MBA. And look at how God's been able to use me. I never thought when I did that I would be having a podcast and speaking to thousands and thousands of people, working on a Christian incubator, working on and consulting with other Christian companies. But because I invested in myself, God has been able to use it in amazing ways. And it's humbling, it's a blessing, but it's because I invested in myself. Another way to do that is time, putting time in to yourself, making sure that you're getting the sleep you need, the rest you need. I mean, that's totally biblical, right? That we're supposed to keep a Sabbath. Like God built that into our physical nature, our physical being or existence, that is required, and we need to do that. And also with money and investing with money. So those were the first point, and a couple different items they hit for that was invest in you. And the second part was find the right job. And oh my gosh, this one was so right on. And this was when I got to the second point, this is probably when I decided that I wanted to talk about it because of how great this point is. Find the right job for you. And the very first sentence is don't settle for comfortable. And oh my goodness, how much do we love settling for comfortable? Even me, who's always go, wanting to do multiple different jobs, having multiple streams of income, working 12, 13 hours a day. I want to be comfortable though. I want to be comfortable when I'm doing it. And I'm not just talking about a really nice chair, which man pays off. If you're sitting in a chair for 8 to 9 hours a day at least, and it might be a good idea to invest in a chair. I've heard that the good ones, really like the ones where you go in and they like give you a footstool and they measure you and all that stuff. I don't have one of those, but I have a nice chair. But having a nice chair just makes your day so much better. You have less aches, you don't get as tired, and your feet don't get as sore from sitting. I don't know if your guys' feet do that, but I always shake my legs. And if I don't have a good chair, I'm always shaking. It makes my legs sore and it makes me really tired at the end of the day. I don't know how I got onto chairs. Oh, don't settle for comfortable. But that's not what I'm talking about. We're not talking about comfortable chairs, but comfortable in your career where you're not challenging yourself, where you're not pushing yourself further. And you're just staying where it's easy. And you're not going somewhere where you're challenging yourself. You're not going somewhere where you can grow, where you can learn, where there's going to be some stress. We shouldn't run from stress. Stress is the evidence of in business, that is in your career, when you have stress, that means you're pushing yourself, that you are, and I guess a healthy stress. Like you shouldn't be stressful all the time. I'm not saying that. But like when you take a new job where you have to push yourself, it's going to be stressful, and that's okay. That's natural. God created our bodies to have stress for a reason, and we should look at that stress as a good thing. Of how's your body preparing you for the task at hand, especially when you do public speaking. That stress you get beforehand never goes away, and I'm so thankful for it. Long time ago, I stopped looking at it as a negative, but as a positive. It's the chemicals in your body being released to prepare you for what is ahead of you, and that is stress too. Stress is a hormone. It's a chemical. And it is letting you know that it's time to go. It's showtime. And that is going to make you a better professional. That is going to make you more successful. You might not always be successful in every endeavor, but you're going to have experiences that you would never have before in just being comfortable yourself. So try to find a place to grow. Maybe that's not a startup, maybe that's not your own business, but maybe it's a smaller company or a smaller department that's just starting out that has a lot of potential to grow, to give you more tasks, to give you more opportunities. Don't be just trying to skate by and doing the minimum amount, but strive for excellence. Strive to master your skills. Try to add on new skills, new experiences, new opportunities, because we are in a battle, an overall battle, a Christian battle, where we are fighting against other forces that are trying to push values that are the antithesis to Christianity. And the farther you can go in your career, the more money you can make, the more high level you can become, the higher on the ladder you can become, the more authoritative you're going to be, the more useful in this battle you are going to be. There's no neutral. There is no sitting this out. Either you are fighting or you're slipping behind. And so this is important to not just be comfortable and sit where you are, check out, and just do a 9 to 5 the rest of your life. It's more than just for you. It's more than just for your career, for the stuff that you can buy, the physical stuff. But it's for the greater good. It's for you being able to help ministries that are dealing with special needs. I just saw somebody reach out to our network who has a heart for taking care of and adopting and fostering special needs children. If you are in a comfortable position making $15 an hour, you're not going to be able to help ministries like that as much as if you push yourself, apply yourself, and then make $30 an hour, where you will have twice as much money. Not so much so that you can go buy more avocado toast or more coffee, but then you can help support other ministries. And you see, just that simple step of pushing yourself and being promoted to the next step, not for yourself, but for the good of other people, for helping other people that are underserved, the people that are have a worse dealt hand than you. You have an opportunity to bless them and help them. And when you just stay comfortable with where you're at, you're limiting the ways God can use you. So don't do that. Don't be comfortable. The second thing was find the right job and not to be comfortable. The third is get great at what you do. And I kind of just ran on into that from the last point. But commit to being great. Commit to being great. Forget for the promotions, forget for the financials that we kind of just talked about for a second, but that you will not have people blaspheme the name of God. That people won't see you and think, oh, he's a lazy Christian, he's not good at his job, and think less of God. Like we are called to live in the name of Jesus. We are under his authority. We are to name him in our lives. He is our ruler. And how we behave impacts how people see and perceive God. And your life is a testimony, a good one or a bad one. And how you commit yourself to being great or average or just doing enough to get by or not really caring about your job has ramifications that impact beyond you, just like salaries increases and just like gaining position and authority. All of these things impact a greater purpose. And it's easy to forget. It's easy for the enemy to distract us, to focus on ourselves. But we have to remember we are more than ourselves. We have more impact. We have there's more consequences than what happens with our lives for our own actions. We live in a community that depends on each other, that how one person acts impacts another person. How we love people impacts another person. How we sin impacts other people. Man, let me tell you, in marriage and having a family, being a leader of a family, it never becomes clearer than when you are a leader of a family and your sin impacts your whole family, even when they don't even know it. Even they don't know why. Your sin is a big, man, that's humbling to think about. Your sin impacts more than just yourself. So commit to being great. Commit to going above and beyond. Stand out. Go for those VP director jobs. Find out ways to help your team. Find out ways that you could be more valuable, to make other people's jobs easier. Commit to it. Find ways every week. Maybe it's just one thing a week that you can do more than you did the week before. And not only are you going to become more valuable, you're going to get more promotions, you're going to get more raises that way, but you're also going to be giving glory to God. Number 4, we talked about it so many times, but it's good to hear it from other people besides me. Multiple streams of income. And I was thinking about this more, and that could be kind of overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to work 120 hours a week. I'm going to have 3 streams of incomes, and I have to work 40 hours a week. That's not what we're talking about here. I mean, you can start small. Like maybe even they're not even significant enough to mention at dinner what you're doing. Maybe you're just making $10, $15 a month in some kind of income stream. But the point is to start making those streams. And then once you have established those streams of income, then work on ways to make the stream flow more, bring in more money, or find another stream to replace a stream that is bringing in less money. So don't be worried or don't be overwhelmed or don't be discouraged if you can't get multiple streams of income set up to set you up for life the first year. But just start, just finding ways to make money, book reviews, sharing links, blogging, whatever your expertise are in, and then look to build on it. But just start. Just start, even if it's $1 a month. Then look for, okay, so what can I do? What can I test? What can I spend a couple hours on figuring out to grow that to $2, to $10, to $15? And like, oh, is there another stream of income that's going to make more money that I can replace it with that same time I was using on this stream? Can I use it for this stream of income? And then build it from there. And then another point that they said in this article that I thought was really great is connect your streams. And what they meant by that is if you are in finance, don't go start a restaurant, but look for ways to have multiple streams of income in finance. Maybe it's doing people's taxes on the side. Maybe it's doing financial advice. Maybe it's doing investing for people. Maybe it's doing market research for people. Like, those are all different things you can be doing and find ways to bring in income that are related to finance. So you're creating a synergy. You're not trying to become an expert in something you're not. You're not starting from scratch. You're not going into something that you have no experience and no expertise in. But look for ways to connect within what you know, with what your industry is, what your expertise are, what your skills are. And then his last tip was save 100,000, then invest. And I thought that was a very interesting one because 100,000 is the number that I've been giving you guys for when you can start investing in things besides ETFs and mutual funds for diversity's sake. And that was advice given to me by a professor in business school who manages rich people's finances. And he says, if you don't have $100,000, you are not going to be diversified enough to escape the risk of the diversification risk, so that you should be just investing in mutual funds and ETFs. Now, I don't necessarily think that you should be saving $100,000 and then invest. I think you should be investing once you have a safety net, and I believe other people see it the same way as me. I don't think I'm out on the far end on that one, but you should be investing early as soon as you can. Be looking for ways to strategically invest, either it's like whatever God's calling you to, whatever you're doing your research in. But just remember that you have to do your research. Do not just put your money in a 401k, especially if it's like an employment plan. You have like 3 options: high risk, medium risk, and then low risk, and then you just check out. Like, you can't just check out because of these, like what we've just gone through with all this tariff talk, when these big market swings. Like, you should be competent enough in investments to be able to make decisions on what to do when there's a big downturn in the market. You should know how to short the market. You should know how to do options if that is a strategy you think is best to hedge. Like, you should be talking with a financial advisor. I love it. Someone reached out to me this morning actually, and she just in passing said they have a financial advisor. Like, obviously that's what they have, and that made me so happy. So many people are scared to talk to financial advisors. I don't know why. Do they think it's like a waste of money? Like, how much money you will be saving from going to somebody who has a fiduciary responsibility that's fee-based, that isn't trying to sell you things based on commission. Those are 2 different financial advisors. If you go to one that is going to be like, acts like a doctor or a lawyer, that has to act in your best interest, they're required to by law, and they just charge a fee. They're not charging commissions. They're not trying to upsell you on anything. If you go to one of those people, they're going to help you with your taxes. They can help you with your financial plans for retirement. They're going to help you with your streams of income and how to manage it, and help you set you up on a right track that no matter how much it is, like $600-700, I don't even think it'd be that much, but if it was, you would probably save that money the first year in tax savings and your financial plan that you'd be setting up, and how much you need to save and how much you need to be investing, what investments to make, and those kinds of things. So if you have not gone to a financial planner, even if you don't have money, maybe that is one of the reasons you haven't done it, where you're like, it's embarrassing, I have $1,000 in my bank account. I don't even have $1,000 in a bank account. But at least go to them and you can talk to them and say, okay, I want to retire at this age. How much money do I need to get? How much money do I need to make? How much money do I need to be invested in every month? And at least have a plan to work forward to it and look towards. If you have goals, if you have a vision of what you want to do with your finances long term, that will help you achieve those goals. But if you just go through life not really having a plan, not really working towards anything, then you're not going to save up enough. You're not going to be able to grow your wealth. You're not going to be able to be very impactful for the kingdom. So go to that financial advisor. And even if you don't have money, don't be embarrassed by it. Just start talking about what you need to do to hit your goals. Like, how do I get to a place where I earn $1 million? How do I get to become a millionaire? What does that look like? How much do I need to invest in the next 5 years? How much money do I need to save in the next 2 years? That will be really helpful for you, and it will give you goals to go after. All right, now go to your financial advisors, go out and do those 5 tips, but invest before you get to 100,000, but make sure it's mutual funds and ETFs, and let's go out and be successful together. God bless.